Hello Taurus, welcome to this space, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Gennaro, aka BhodiBoy G, and my channel is Wow Oracle. Well Taurus, I am here today to connect with you to do your energy reading for the week of June 28th to July 4th, 2020. Okay, but before we get into it, I want to explain a couple things. First and foremost, Taurus, please remember these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. You'll know if it's your reading. Also, if you are watching your sun sign and you don't find your message here, feel free to check out your moon and your rising sign. And if at that point you still don't find your message, feel free, please, to check out all the other beautiful readers out there on YouTube. I do support them all, but if you do like my content, and like I said, if you don't find your reading this week, come back next week. I'll have a whole new set of readings for you then. Okay, maybe then it'll be your message. Also, for those of you who've been here before, I am changing things up, okay, Taurus? So in the past, I was using the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle deck, but I have switched out that deck for the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra and Taylor, okay? And instead of using the Radiant Rider-Waite, I am now using the LightSeer Tarot, all right? So let's go ahead and get right into your reading, okay, Taurus? So first and foremost, we are going to be using the Energy Oracle cards to kind of see what the overall energy of your week's going to be, kind of what you're dealing with, what you're going through, what's being brought to your attention, who you're dealing with, and the situations that are arising around your space, okay? So give me one moment while I tap into that energy. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the week of June 28th through July 4th. What messages do you have for Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the week of June 28th through July 4th. All right, Taurus, so your overall energy for this week is Goddess of the Moon. Interesting. So I definitely feel that this week things are being brought to the light. Things you didn't know about in the past, things that were hidden, are finally being revealed to you. I feel like for some of you, you're definitely getting a boost in your intuition, a boost in your psychic abilities, and you're definitely starting to feel the energy of the moon. It could be things that you wanted to understand, things you wanted knowledge about, things you wanted to know about are finally being revealed to you at this time. And it's bringing a lot of change into your life and a lot of balance that you needed. I feel like for quite some time, maybe you were a little out of balance, and now that things are being revealed, you're understanding how it is you need to move forward. Okay, Taurus? So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to read to you what the book says about this card, because these are new cards to me. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some further insight into what this is talking about. Give me one moment while I pull this up for you. All right, Goddess of the Moon, intuition going within. This card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched upward, receiving the light of the moon, the light of inspiration. This card is all about intuition, an ability to receive insight from your soul's point of view. Receiving the card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. The Goddess of the Moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route home from work and find out later that you avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Or you might have an idea for a great invention, a stock investment, or a spellbinding novel. And this card could also indicate a significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship, even on a professional level. You're always blessed with this ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to open up. Get ready for the amazing inspiration this brings. Ooh, beautiful card, Taurus. So yes, definitely you are getting some intuitive insight right now in your life. You could be finding out things from your dream space. There could be internal knowledge coming out of nowhere that you kind of like had no idea where it came from, but it's so necessary for you at this time because you're being given a gift of foresight so you can understand how to move forward in your life, okay? So let's go ahead and move forward now, Taurus, into the energy part of your reading. So for that, we'll use the tarot. And with the tarot, we're gonna look at the energies to help keep you grounded, the energies to help you be more open, the positive energies coming in for you for the week, as well as what negative energies are coming your way. We'll look at how to best invite those positive energies in, as well as how the negative energies could affect you and things of that like, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into it, Taurus. So first and foremost, we're gonna look at the energies to help keep you grounded and the energies to help you be more open. All right, Spirit, so what energies are gonna help to keep Taurus grounded? And what energies are going to help them to be more open? Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, And we have the Nine of Swords. So we do have some air energy on the board here. So this definitely has to deal with your mental space. This definitely has to deal with the ideas you have, the inspiration you have, the insights you have coming from your internal source of spirit, okay? So let's go ahead and get into each one of these cards. So as far as the energies to keep you grounded, we do have the Page of Swords. So it's time to be curious in your life. It's time to really test your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities. It's time for you to question how it is it works and how it works for you. Because I see that definitely you are getting some insight right now. So it's time for you to create action with what it is you know. You could be helping others, but I do get the sense that you're definitely helping yourself with this, and it's helping you to move forward. Some of you could be waking up to your spiritual gifts, and you're realizing how spiritually gifted you really are, and you're able to not only help yourself, but help other people around you, and that's helping you to feel very grounded, because you're understanding what it is you want to do now, what it is or where it is you're supposed to go. And I see that definitely your intuition is speaking to you about that. So you need to be curious and use your energy to kind of talk things out to yourself to figure out where it is you want to go. Because you're definitely getting a lot of internal knowledge coming through for you at this time, okay, Taurus? Now, as far as the energies to help you be more open, we do have the Nine of Swords. So this is about you releasing fears and releasing anxieties. Maybe it is with your spiritual gifts, with your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities. You're kind of worried about them not always being true or being useful in your life. Maybe you were raised in a home where they weren't exactly accepted. But I feel for some of you, definitely now you've branched out in your life. You're now a free spirit and able to do what you want to do. And it's time for you to release the fears and anxieties when it comes to your spiritual gifts. It's time for you to allow those gifts to really flow into your life so that you can use them, okay? So now, Taurus, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move forward. But I do see that for quite some time, you kind of went back and forth internally about your gifts. You were like worried about them. You weren't worried if they were maybe spot on or correct. But like I said, it's time for you to test it, because I think that you're going to realize how spot on you actually really are when it comes to your intuition, okay? That it really is guiding you in a positive, correct direction, all right? But let's go ahead and let's move forward, and we're going to look at the positive energies coming in for you for the week, as well as what negative energies are coming your way. Because Taurus, we live in a world of polarity, so we have to look at both sides of the spectrum to really see how to move forward in our lives, giving all the directions that are coming our way, okay? So Spirit, what are the positive energies coming in for Taurus? And what negative energies are coming their way? Oh, there they are right there, Taurus. Okay, well, your cards kind of flipped out. So we do have the Temperance, and we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so these are the positive energies coming in for you for the week, and the negative energies. So as far as the positive energies coming in for you this week, yeah, you're definitely awakening up to your purpose. You're definitely awaking up to your meaning in life, and finding out what it is you're supposed to do and where it is you're supposed to go. I feel like you've had a lot of patience with yourself in the past as far as what your path was, and it's definitely being lit up for you right now. Spirit is definitely lining your path out for you, and you're really realizing that you are a very spiritual being and that you're meant to use these gifts to propel yourself forward in life. Definitely maybe to use these gifts as a way of monetary value, as a way to create abundance in your life. Because I feel like you are a very intuitive psychic being, Taurus. For some of you watching this, you definitely have a lot of spiritual gifts, and you're definitely needing to use them now in this time, because they're bringing you a lot of purpose and a lot of meaning, okay? Because you know, the Temperance is that's a very divinely guided card. So I feel like whatever your gifts are, they are very divinely guided and divinely inspired, and they're going to bring a lot of balance into your life when you decide to use them. So have some patience with yourself, though, because with this Nine of Swords energy, you've been a little anxious, you've been a little fearful about the situation, but it's time for you to have a little patience and just start moving. Start moving forward. Start using your abilities and understanding them more, and kind of like understanding how they work and understanding, you know, what it is that they bring to you, okay? Because I feel like you're finding a lot of purpose and meaning in those gifts. Now, as far as the negative energies coming in for you for the week, we do have the Two of Swords, so there is some more air energy here. So you could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, and or Gemini, or you could have that strong in your chart. Maybe it would be beneficial for you to check out where those placements are in your chart, because that could kind of show you what your spiritual gifts are, okay? If you weren't really sure what they are or what you're awakening to. But this week, I do feel that when it comes to the negative energies, yeah, because of these fears and anxieties, it's like you don't want to let this spiritual energy flow for some reason. Taurus. It's like you're kind of scared of the situation, scared of how to use these gifts, scared of how to use these talents, and you're kind of like closing your eyes to them because you're like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. This is too much for me. Slow down. I'm not ready for all this. Slow down. You know, you're like, come on. I need to understand myself more before I can really open my eyes to this situation. Also, it could be for some of you out there, you are blocking out the energy necessary, but I feel like things are trying you though. Things are definitely trying you this week because if you look at the card, she's kind of like trying to fending herself off from these crows here. And it's like these are people in your life. These are people in your life, situations in your life that kind of nag at you and pull at you and want your attention. You're like, no, you know what? I need you away from me. I need you away from me. So definitely there are some external sources outside of you that are kind of trying to get under your skin this week, okay? So for some of you, like I said, you're a little bit scared of the abilities, scared of the situation, not wanting to open your eyes up to your spiritual gifts. And some of you have people coming at you this week, really trying to infiltrate your space and get into what it is you're doing and kind of just bothering you. I just feel like there's a lot of like a nuisance energy here, okay? There's a nuisance energy for some of you out there for me, okay? But let's go ahead and let's move forward, okay, Taurus? And we're going to look at how to best invite the positive energies in, as well as how the negative energies could affect you. All right, Spirit, so how can Taurus best invite in the positive energies? And how might the negative energies affect them? Okay, so we do have the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Okay, wow, interesting. So a lot of spiritual cards here, okay? A lot of spiritual energy here for you, Taurus, definitely. Okay, so when it comes to how to best invite in those positive energies, it's time for you to no longer restrict yourself. It's time for you to no longer restrict yourself from awakening to your spiritual gifts, awakening to your spiritual talents, and trusting in your intuition and trusting in your internal guidance. Because see here, we do have the Two of Swords, and you were kind of blocking this out this week, but then we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is about a self-imposed imprisonment. It's about isolating ourselves and restricting ourselves from things. But what I see here is that it's time for you to look in the mirror and see that these are self-imposed situations. It's time for you to release that. It's time for you to open yourself up to your gifts. Open yourself up to the intuitive insight that's coming to you from moon energy at this time. Because I feel like the moon is definitely blessing you. The moon is definitely blessing you, Taurus, and it's coming in strong for you right now. It's almost like your opposite, which I believe is Scorpio, is coming in for you and wants to fill you up with a lot of spiritual, mystical, magical energy so that you can move forward in life. So it's time for you to no longer restrict yourself, no longer stop yourself from what it is you want to do. It's time for you to be curious about your powers, curious about your purpose, curious about your meaning, while having patience with yourself, because I feel like you're definitely waking up to your mission at this time, to your soul mission, whatever that may be. It doesn't have to be a spiritual gift, it doesn't have to be a spiritual power. It could be anything. You could be a teacher, you could be a doctor, you could be a trash man, whatever it is. I feel like some of you out there are definitely waking up now to what your purpose is at this time in this incarnation. It's like you've worked through some of the karma, you've learned a lot of your lessons, and now you're waking up and you're like, oh, so this is what I'm supposed to do, because you're receiving that inner guidance about that. So it's the time for you to no longer restrict yourself from gathering that inner guidance so that you can move forward on your path, okay? Now, as far as how the negative energies could affect you, we do have the Queen of Cups. So we have some Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. What I feel like with the Queen of Cups here is that for quite some time, because you've been restricting yourself, because you've been restricting yourself from believing in your intuition, from trusting your intuition, it's caused an imbalance there. It's almost like for some of you out there, you're having a hard time deciphering between ego and between intuition. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you're almost kind of like you're becoming your worst own inner critic here, because it's like you speak to yourself internally and you think it's intuition. Interesting. I feel like for some of you out there, most definitely, you talk to yourself internally and you think that that's your inner soul guidance, but that's just your mental space. That's just your mental space creating more fears and creating more anxieties so that you have a harder time moving forward, feeling like you're restricted. Interesting, Taurus. Yes, definitely for some of you, there's an imbalance in your intuition, but that imbalance is coming to an end though. I see that with this goddess of the moon, that imbalance is coming to an end and things are going to start moving forward for you. But you have to open your eyes and see. You have to, it's like you need to take your eyes out of your head and put them in your hands. Weird. Weird. Yeah, it's almost like you're looking at the world finally from a new perspective. You're looking at it differently. Like you're not using your eyes and your face to see, but you're using like your third eye to see. You see what I'm saying? You're using the experiences you've had in life. You're using the things that's happened to you in the past to create a new future for yourself. Opening yourself up to the energies of spiritual gifts and spiritual powers, trusting in your intuition. But I feel here for some of you, you're still kind of fearful of this situation. You're fearful and you're kind of restricting yourself. You're restricting yourself from being open to this, from being open to this spiritual gift. And it's causing an imbalance in your life. It's causing you to come from this place of emotional insecurity. Do you see what I'm saying? So definitely watch out for these energies this week, okay, Taurus? But let's go ahead and let's move forward. And we're going to look at the benefits of the positive energies coming in for you, as well as how to best overcome the negative challenges. All right, Spirit. So how can Taurus benefit from the positive energies? And how can Taurus best overcome the negative challenges? Okay, so we do have the Three of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so again, we do have a lot of air energy here, Taurus. So this has to do either with a lot of mental space, a lot of mental situations going on, a lot of thinking processes, the way you process things in your life, the way you deal with emotions, the way you deal with thoughts, and the way you deal with how it is you handle the situations that come in your life in your mental space, okay? Well, what I see here as the benefit of the positive energies, you're finally releasing some old pain. Releasing something in your life so that you can move forward. I feel like for a long time you didn't want to open your eyes to it. You didn't want to open your eyes to this pain. You restricted yourself from dealing with this. You restricted yourself from dealing with the situation, but I feel like what's happening here is your spiritual inner guidance is bringing this back at this time so you can deal with it. There's a lot of eclipse energy here for you. And you know what the eclipses does is the eclipse energy brings up old things, old situations, old past regressions, old pain, old regrets, old family situations or family pain, and it brings it to the surface so that you can go through it and deal with it and then release it. So I feel like at this time, you are meant to do this. You are meant to go through this process because you're waking up to your purpose, but things need to be released before you can move forward. So I feel like it's time for you to forgive the old things that have happened in your life so that you can no longer be restricted, and you can finally move forward, releasing any old pain or old burdens. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like this has to do with love, but I do feel like this has to do with the pain that you've had in the past. Because if you look at this main cord here, it's coming down, it's wrapped around this person here because it's held there. It's deep-seated, it's old, it's strong. It's a strong pain you've been holding on to, but it's time for you to release yourself of that. Release yourself of that so you can move forward into your purpose and your meaning, okay? And I see that if you're willing to unrestrict yourself, if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to release and the blinders you have on, you're going to finally see that there is pain that needs to be released. There are old regressions. These could be even things that you didn't even realize were there. These could be things that you thought you dealt with already. You thought you were done with. But now they're coming up so you can release those pains and you can release those situations. Do you see what I'm saying, Taurus? This is very profound. It's like I think a lot of people are on this path right now, all the signs, because of everything that's going on. All the planets are kind of, a lot of them are retrograde, and you know, with everything with the eclipse energy and all this, and this new time in Cancer, and now that we're in Aquarian season, it's like there's a lot of alignments happening here that's making people deal with old things so that we can all kind of like that we can all energetically shift into a new reality, into a new like 5D reality where things have finally been released so we can kind of move forward into positivity. Do you see what I'm saying? Moving forward into a new way of thinking and into a new way of being. So definitely don't restrict yourself this week from dealing with old pain, because it's going to help you to wake up to your purpose. And I see that your intuition is very most definitely being boosted at this time so that you can understand what needs to be worked through, okay? Now, as far as how to best overcome the negative challenges, we do have the Pentacles. It is time for you to no longer hold on to old pain. It is time for you to no longer hold on to old hurt, because I feel like for a long time you have been balancing that. You've been holding on to too many things. You've been holding on to too many things, too many old situations. And it's time for you to adapt to the situation and bring balance into your life. It's like you need to make growth the priority at this time. You need to dive deep at this time, Taurus. Yes, become your opposite. Become your opposite. Embody the Scorpio and dive deep. Dive deep at this time so that you can release old pain, because I see for some reason you have been holding it for a long time and it's become too heavy. It's become too heavy. See, that's like this part of you is that light, new sense of self, and this is like that heavier sense of self here, and it's kind of weighing you down. You want to move forward, but you're not seeing that it's time for you to release that so that you can look up. So you can look up to moon energy, because I'm realizing it's interesting. This kind of looks like the moon here. Interesting. So definitely your intuition is being boosted. You're going to know what needs to be balanced, because you're going to feel these things as they come up. You're going to feel these things as they come up. And this definitely has to do with some old pain. Something you've been holding on to that needs to be released now. Interesting, another sign kind of got a reading like this where it dealt a lot about releasing old pain. But I feel like this is a kind of a collective thing right now. I think everyone is naturally dealing with this because we are in eclipse season, and there are a whole lot of eclipses happening very quickly in and around this time frame, okay? But let's go ahead and let's move forward, and let's get your overall impact card. Now, this is a possible impact card, okay, because we still have free will. So you have to be willing to do the work to kind of get what this card's going to say. But let's go ahead and dive in and see what we're going to get for you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the overall impact from the positive and negative energies is. All right, Spirit, so what is the overall impact from the energies, positive and negative? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, for the week of June 28th through July 4th. All right, look at that. So we aren't going to take these cards. I'll take a look at what these are. Okay, I'll take a look at what these are. But the main card that did flip out for you is the Magician, okay? But before I get into this, let me take a look here what we have. So we do have new opportunities because we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have new opportunities of moving towards easier times, towards emotional balance, definitely moving forward in your life, releasing old past pain, and having a mental breakthrough, having victory. Look at that. That is a beautiful message right here in these cards. It's just a quick little message, but it's very affirming of what's going on here. It's like as soon as you deal with this pain, as soon as you deal with this situation, you're going to be able to move forward into new prosperous opportunities, really waking up to your meaning and to your purpose, okay? But let's go ahead and dive into this Magician card, all right? So as far as the overall impact of the week, we do have the Magician. So this is about you just using all your resources and knowing how spiritually connected you truly are, Taurus, how much magic you have inside of you, how much you're able to use all the elements to move forward in your life. And it's time to do that now. It's time to concentrate on your power so you can create action in your life, action in releasing old pain so you can wake up to your purpose, because I feel like definitely many of you out there are very spiritual, spiritually gifted beings, okay? Wow. What a beautiful energy reading, Taurus. So now what I'd like to do is I want to pull you 3 advice cards from the Divine Directions. So give me one moment while I tap into that energy. All right, Spirit, what messages of guidance do you have for Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, for the week of June 28th through July 4th. What messages of guidance do you have for Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, for the week of June 28th through July 4th. Okay, Taurus, so your first card of guidance to come out for the week is energy. Try to keep positive energy by surrounding yourself with positive people. Yes, this is about you using the resources you have inside, using the spiritual energy you have inside to finally deal with old pains and create action in your life, finally moving forward in positivity, okay? Now, your second card of guidance to come out is teach. You have a wonderful gift for working with others. Have you considered teaching? I definitely feel like you're learning. You're learning right now, and you're growing. You're waking up to your purpose, and you're realizing that you are a very spiritual being, and that you can not only use that for yourself, but you can most definitely probably use this for others, to help other people on their path, to teach them about growth, to teach them about movement, to teach them about positivity. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, your third card of guidance to come out is proud. Be proud of who you are, proud of where you've been, and proud of where you're going. Yes. Yes, this is a time of spiritual awakening for you, Taurus. This is a time of advancement on your ascension process, and you need to be proud of the things that you've done. You need to be proud of who you are. If you had fears and anxieties about your spiritual gifts, it's time for you to be proud of those, because we are coming into a time where spiritual gifts are much more accepted than they ever have been. So definitely, some of you are most definitely waking up to your gifts, and Spirit is so proud of this. Spirit is so proud of you for everything you've done. I feel like you're not the same person you were a year ago. I feel like you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. You are changing every day, and you are changing for the better. Waking up to your purpose and your meaning. Okay, Taurus? Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful energy reading. Well, those are your messages for this week. I hope they resonated with you. If so, please comment below. Let me know how. And if you're new to my channel and you like my content, please like, click subscribe. Share this video with anybody you feel is on this path. A path to health, wealth, love, and prosperity. Well, this is me, Gennaro, aka BhodiBoy G, saying thank you so much, Taurus, for being with me in this space. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for being open into the message from Spirit. I hope you're able to take something from this to propel yourself forward in your week towards love and light. Well, much love from me to you. I'll see you guys next week. Namaste.